Welcome back, everyone, to the third and the final part of this series where I discuss with Roshni about how to network, how to make your LinkedIn profile stand out from others, and how to ask for referrals. So, in this final part, I know it's a long one, but please bear with me. But in this final part, we discuss about how to improve your LinkedIn profile and also how to ask for referrals. So, let me not waste your time and let's quickly get started. Let's go.
Firstly, I think this is a good profile picture, right? And you've put open to work. So a lot of people don't put open to work. I think that's very helpful. So make sure that you do have open to work. And then, so for this one is where you can kind of also use this real estate to have like showcase, whatever achievements do you have, or just showcase about like, hey, I'm looking for a job, or, what you're doing, where you're studying. Like, I know this is USC, but like where you're studying and what type of jobs you're looking for, right? Like all that stuff could be here as well. And it's very easy to make that through Canva, your LinkedIn banner. I think I'll post that, I'll give that link to you because I do have that content
Okay.
out like on my Instagram or and also on my LinkedIn. So I'll basically put that out. So I think that is something that would help people. And apart from this is great, like the way you have this is amazing because it kind of whenever somebody comes to your profile, like make sure that you have some rich media over here. So like for example, if you're looking for a job, make sure that you have your resume over here, right? Because that's the simplest and the easiest way for a recruiter to, you don't want, see, a recruiter will come in and within 7 seconds he or she is going to make a decision that they should hire you or not, right? So the best way to make them, like, you have to find ways to give them whatever they want in the first 7 seconds, as well as give them something that they would like to stay, like, okay, I want to stay here on this profile and learn about what this person is doing, right? So that way, like, just have like your resume over here, maybe your recommendations over here, your cover letter, whatever you like to have that would glue the recruiter. So that also is very important. Another thing is, I'm really happy that, like, firstly, congratulations on being
Thank you.
SVWE intern, right? So like if you're looking for an internship, do put the designation over here, because that's how the
Okay.
recruiters are going to find, like they're going to put your name over, like put the designation, like let's say SWE, like looking for a job, SWE, that's how they are going to look, right? So that's something that you could do. And then like, so what I'm trying to basically say is, like, your here your title should basically match the job designation that you are looking for. It should be
Okay.
tailored for that.
Okay.
Yeah, the most looked keywords for your job should be actually over here, so that your profile kind of rises up when, the recruiter is trying to find you, right? So recruiters just don't really like they send bulk emails, and they have, like, LinkedIn's kind of like resourceful tools and all that stuff to reach out to people, and you don't want the LinkedIn's ATS or whatever that is, yeah, that system to kind of block you, right? So just have that over here. So that, I think that would be a good thing. The other thing would be about section. I think the way you have written it, it's short and sweet. My suggestion would be to just write your story over here, right? Like, in a way, your cover letter, right? But not too much, just like small enough, like, hey, I'm looking for this position, these are my expertise, the reason I'm passionate about this field is because of this is this, and like, this is the best way to reach out to me. Always mention your email address if you can, but keep your email address for this because it's public, so keep a separate email address if you can. So, or
Makes sense.
yeah, or just write them. The best way to reach out to me is just to send a message here on LinkedIn, right? So this is something that you could kind of write over here. And then this is where I wanted to tell you, like, see, like, the best point about your profile is this AWS, you
Right.
see. But that's not visible in the beginning. I had to do see more. Remember, like, you saw it.
Yes.
So I actually wanted to see exactly your experience, and I was like, oh, where is this AWS experience? So I had to, like, go really down. Like, right now, if we are in the experience section, and here, I have to, like, really go down. So let's see, if there was a recruiter from other company coming, right? They would not even know that you worked at Amazon. You can even write ex Amazon here. You see,
Okay.
so that they, you need to give your best information, as much as possible in the beginning itself. And the two real estates are this, and then this. You see? So
Yeah.
these are the three things that you need to like have that, right? And then and just another trick, people now we get notified of all the posts as well. So if you have a recruiter that you're trying to reach,
Yes.
yeah, so you can just basically get do this. So only get notified about Ayush top posts or something like that. You can do all that stuff. Like I'm just saying, like there's possibility to do all that. So then yeah, I want Ayush to put this on the top, right?
Mhm.
Because that's the most important experience, also relevant, so you can leverage it, right? So put that on the top so that the recruiter is like, oh, he worked at Amazon, one company has already invested in him, I'm ready to go, right? Like that. So that is one thing I wanted to say. And then the other thing was like these are your no, like these are the other things, but also try to put projects from your course work.
Okay.
You didn't put that. Now, the reason being that is going to increase your keyword density, right? Like you are the top applicant. Like if you apply on LinkedIn, you would see you're among the top 10 applicants or 15 applicants or something like that, 10% or 15%, right? How does that happen? Because LinkedIn really sees that, oh, your profile, does it have the skill sets that are mentioned? And then kind of like basically gives you that, oh yeah, you are among the top 10%. So have that over here, like your experiences. So first I would always say like have your AWS experience, like your experience from your previous work, if any. If not, make sure that you have your internship projects, oh sorry, your school projects over here. And then after you have your internship, make sure you have your internship project first. Any work experience is more important than your project school projects experience, but at the same time have both, you see, but prioritize
Okay.
like professional experience.
Mhm.
So that's what I would say. And then here I think you have not mentioned the courses. I think you can mention courses also in education.
Okay.
So you can, so that way also keyword dense, right? Again, increasing naturally, organically, you are increasing your keywords, right?
Mhm.
So
Makes sense.
by
Yeah.
keyword dense basically means like, if there are four competitors, the one that has the highest keywords, kind of their profile rises above. So just giving that kind of thing. So I think yeah, those things would be there. Volunteering, great that you mentioned it. I like content creator, that's really nice. And skill sets, you can have more skills. I mean, you have already 23 skill sets, so you can ask your, whenever you meet your friends, just tell them endorse, right? Like endorse, 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 right?
Okay.
Like programming, like DevOps. This is another trick. Whenever you meet someone on LinkedIn, just endorse them, it's for free. Right? So that is what I would say. And the other thing I would say, like, is the last but not the least, is this one: follow companies, follow groups, which is what I was telling. Follow your own school, because you can get in touch with your alumni, right? So you don't want a recruiter coming to your profile and being like, oh, she doesn't even follow Amazon, so like right, like
Yeah. Yeah.
I don't think so they're gonna go this down, but at the same time it's just a small thing, right? So that's like about like the LinkedIn profile that I would say that can kind of make an impact, right? So
So, being filled with keywords
yeah.
and putting up the relevant projects, I think a person who does not have a profile, they can start with this to begin with, right?
Yes, yes,
Got it.
yes.
Got it. Got it.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
that is going to help them, right? Like it's going to give them that kind of like yeah, it just really helps. The keyword density helps your profile to rise above your competition, and that way, like you see, you are looking for a job, you not even put your school projects or your resume, right? Like into that. So how is the recruiter going to know those details? Like what does he do,
Mm.
right? So give them those details beforehand, right? Do your due diligence, and that's what a recruiter will see. Oh, this person has put everything there, or this person has not put anything there. So if you are in the job market, put those things. If you're not in the job market, then it doesn't matter, right? So
Makes sense. Mhm. We just saw how to build a good profile, right? So, I mean, one question which many of my even friends have: how to ask for reference and when to ask for reference.
Yeah, I think that's a very good question, and that's the thing, that's the biggest pain point for people, that they don't ask for, that they're not able to get for referrals. They ask for referrals, but they're not able to get it, right? So I think here is where I'll anchor the same point. You can't talk to people's mind unless you talk to their hearts, right? So it is a little bit lengthy process where you do have to connect with the person first, like really ask them. So my strategy would be, in the first one or two messages, don't even mention that you're looking for a job, right? They can see it in your profile when you're saying open to work. You don't really need to broadcast it. They know it, right? LinkedIn is about that, right? Like in sense, like when somebody's reaching out, it could be that they need something, right? So, and people do understand that underlying thing is there. But when people really go out of their way and aggressively keep asking for a job and stuff, that's when it's going to turn off the recruiter, because you're not interested in me. You're just like anybody else who's just interested in getting a job, right? So first 2-3 messages, you should not ask for a job. You should really try to connect with them, be curious, ask them questions from their profile, be like smart to, like, just don't be like, oh, I want a job. You basically ask them that, hey, sometimes you can imply like, I'm actually in the current job market and wondering if you have some tips to give me to look for a job, right? Something that's better than just basically like, oh, give me a job. So my first would be, don't ask for if you're looking for a job, don't ask them for the job in the first 2-3 messages, right? After 2 or 3 messages, you can. I know it's a long haul approach, but the other thing that you could do is you could connect to alumni. You can connect to different like your alumni from your bachelor's, your alumni that are from your master's, right? Like your master's school, different degrees, like different years, right? Like they have been graduated like 2 years ago, 3 years ago, 4 years ago, right? You can try to reach out to them, and that will increase your response rate, right? Because they are from, like, try to find some common grounds between people so that they do want to connect with you, right? You can even go to your teaching assistant and ask them like, hey, do you have any of your friends who
Okay.
is already working somewhere, right? And these are things I did, like, and they will give you some names. And when you talk to these people, don't ask for a job again. Try to be curious, like, where do you work? You work at Amazon? What is the working culture like? How to kind of like get to Amazon? How did you get to Amazon? I'm also trying to look for that, and do you have some notes for me, right? Things like that, right? Small things.
Certainly.
Yeah, so subtly, my approach is subtle, but at the same time, it's also because I'm curious and I'm also
Mhm.
gauging, do I want to work at Amazon, or do I want to work at this Microsoft company? How is the work culture? Is it very like demanding, right? So so this is the other thing. People should not just go like, oh, this is a big name, so I want to work here. No, like, you really try to find, what do you want from the job, right? Why do you want to work? Like, don't just be blindfolded, I want to work at Amazon, I want to work at Microsoft, or something like that. So what I'm trying to basically tell you over here is that to be able to get referrals, again, what I said, just try to be curious, try to learn about the person. And let's say one person connects you to the other person, right? Somebody in your network can connect you to someone who's working where you want to work, right? Once you connect to that person, really keep them informed with your journey of job search, what you're doing. If you scored a grade A, you can basically tell them that, hey, I actually scored a grade A, in this subject, and because you are the alumni, I'm sure you know this professor, and it was fun to kind of like learn from them. Really share your journey. You're kind of like, professional friend in a way, right? And then you can even ask them, like, this is what I did. If I connect to someone where I want to work, I would talk to them, I would get to learn about them, and I would also ask them, is there somebody in your network that you can connect me to, so that I can learn more about this particular thing, right? So have the companies that you want to work for, try to connect with someone from your from your network. Try to find someone from your network that can connect you to these people in these companies. And when you talk to them, ask them for more people, right? Like, ask them for like, hey, can you like tell me more? Like, even when you go for your internship, right, you don't really have to, like, don't just be blindfolded, right? Like, so just really look for opportunities to connect to people. So that's what I would say. Like, and that way, now that you ask them for a referral, it's a warm referral, not a cold referral. A cold referral is like, you just meet someone and be like, hey, can you give me a referral, and they are more than happy to help you, right? But this is a topic that I'm going to be covering on my LinkedIn in the next few weeks, and in a very
Okay.
interesting way. Like, I have some funny video ideas on that. So this will explain like what is a cold referral, what is a warm referral. So go for warm referrals rather than cold referrals. So and the reason I say so is if you're talking to the right people, the 80% of the job market is hidden. Could you believe at least more than 70%? If you Google now, also, I think it was something from Rice University research, at least more than 70% of the job is hidden, which basically means that the recruiters or the hiring managers will think about it, they don't even post it, and then they ask their colleagues if they know someone, and like the resume gets referred internally, and then they're like, oh yeah, let's interview, and then they tell the HR that I want to open a rec. They have a candidate in mind to interview, and then they tell the HR, hey, I'm going to do this, I don't know if this is going to work or not, but I'm just letting you know that this is what I'm going forward for. So now if you're talking to the right people, you will get that
With the
right.
right
So
job.
exactly, yeah, so try to do that. That's what I would say.
Interesting.
Yeah.
It's a long process, but if done correctly, and once
Yeah.
you get a hang of it, definitely it will
Yeah.
be not so difficult and scary, right?
Exactly. True. Yeah.
And in my experience, even for the Salesforce, I did the same thing. I approached to all my alums from Salesforce, try
Yes.
to understand about their job, and then certainly can I, get a referral. This is the job posting.
Exactly. Yeah, and see, it worked for you. You got two offers, right?
Yeah,
So it is the best way I feel, And then now have professional. You have a strong network too, right? To reach out to in the future,
in
right?
future, yes, yeah,
And exactly, and this is the other thing. Like when you have a strong network, they help you to get to a certain place. Like for example, you didn't have a job. They helped you to get the internship, right? They do that because they know that helping someone to get stronger and getting them into their own stronger network is going to help them in future.
right,
So it's
okay,
in a way it's an investment, if you see, right? I'm not thinking transactionally about it, but if you think about it, if people are really thinking like why would somebody help me, they would help you because in future you could help them as well. Let's say if now any of your friend, like if any of your friends that you spoke to, they are looking for a job, if they come to you, you're going to be more than happy to refer them at Salesforce or do something,
obviously,
right?
yes,
Exactly. See, so they pulled you up so that you get to a place where you are strong, right? They empower you, and at the same time, when they need you, they have an asset, right, to go to, like because they invested there. So I'm just trying to basically tell you this is the reason, like another underlying reason why people build a strong network and they invest in their network and they help each other out. You see, so it's rewarding. That's what I wanted to say.
I never thought about this way, but yeah, makes sense. Now it makes sense.
Yeah, like this was
I
a
think,
really like good one. I would say like the questions you're asking are really good.
yeah, I think I had these questions. So if people, after watching this 2 or 3 parts, if you still have more questions, you can obviously DM Roshni on her LinkedIn,
Yes,
Bhagat,
yes.
and request her to make videos on her YouTube channel. Like,
Oh, thank you so much. Yeah, like
yes,
I really, because I'm starting my YouTube journey now. I've not done that before. So I'm looking for content ideas. Like, really, what do you want to hear, right? What do you want me to talk about? So if there's any topic that that resonated with you and you're like, Roshni, how to really do that? Please let me know, and I can the best way is to send me a message or to write a post like, hey Roshni, I have this question, and just tag me. Trust me, I would respond to that, because see, I get a lot of DMs. Sometimes I'm not able to respond to that as much as I try to. But if I am not, if you just write a post somewhere, even on your LinkedIn, like you just share a story, Roshni, I have this question for you, I'll make a reel on it, I'll make a YouTube video on it. I promise, this is my promise. Like, if you write a post about me, like, hey Roshni, I have this question, I will try to make content on it. And also, you, in a way, the way I'm giving you, I'm also getting something, because you're posting, you're sharing it on your story. Your connections are getting to know, right? So in a way, I also am getting rewarded, right? Like, which
True.
keeps me going as a content creator. I think, as a content creator, it's
Yes.
we do everything for free, right? So it at least give us, right, like this kind of recognition, right? So like that's the best way, like, to reach out to me, and I respond to that always. Like, if somebody has written a post to me, because people do write a post on LinkedIn and they ask me questions, and I get resourceful, I connect them to the right people or from my network, I give them the visibility that they need to get the job. So like, and if you're looking for a job, make a post and tag me. I will also try to share it with my network, because I have so many followers, and it does help to like share that, right? So like, that's what I would say about like, how they can reach out to me, you see.
So, students, so who are committed fall and summer, how to get Roshni to answer your questions. Simply tag her, and
Yes, yes,
she has promised that she will definitely reach out to you or
yes,
make a reel or a video on that. So,
yes,
on
yes,
that note,
yes.
please follow Roshni on her YouTube channel. Links are in the description. Stay safe, and
Thank you,
as
guys.
UST people says, fight
Yeah.
on.
Yes, bye. Bye, guys.
Bye.
Thank you so much, Ayush, for having me here. It was such a fun and heartwarming conversation. So thanks a lot.
It's my pleasure. My pleasure.
Thank you.
Bye.